gunmen have killed 28 people and kidnapped 43 children in western Ethiopia. That's according to the Ethiopian government. It's blaming tribesmen from neighbouring South Sudan. The attacks happened on Sunday and Monday in the Gambella region, which straddles the country's border. Around 1,000 gunmen reportedly were involved. Officials here say they've mounted what they've called an aggressive military mission and claim to have already caught and killed 50 of the gunmen. They say the raiders are still inside Ethiopian territory. Well, let's get you an update on that story now. I'm joined live from Addis Ababa by CGTN's Girum Chala. Girum, can you give us more details on exactly what happened in Gambella and what is the Ethiopian government saying at this stage?
Good evening. What happened is the Murule tribesmen from South Sudan, these are gunmen from South Sudanese bordering Ethiopia, passed through the borders and attacked Ethiopian civilians, farmers mostly there, and they've killed close to 30 people and kidnapped about 50 plus women and children, most of them from the Gambella region. So far what we have heard from the government is they have killed about 50 of these armed men, and they have also captured few of them, but still there are hundreds and hundreds of them at large in the Ethiopian border, and also those who have caused the harm in the Ethiopian territory and crossed back to South Sudan. So the Ethiopian Defense Forces have disclosed that they are operating in the region. This time this is going to be an aggressive military mission which involved killing, capturing and also chasing those who are behind the killing and the kidnapping of Ethiopian civilians in the Gambella region.
Well, as you say, an aggressive military mission will follow. But of course, this also comes on the very same day the government just relaxed some of the conditions of the state of emergency. What can you tell us about that?
Well, it's an unfortunate incident. Last year at this time, the same thing happened. The Murule tribesmen from South Sudan crossed borders, killed many, and also captured women and children, which the Ethiopian Defense Forces took a diplomatic measure, somehow talking to the elderly from both sides, and returned almost all of the children, captured also the women. However, this time around, the repetition has caused a lot of anger here. The government is trying to relax some of the decisions they made of tightening up border security between the two regions, especially after the visit of Salva Kiir's, South Sudan's president, that is, a visit to Addis Ababa. But this time around, whatever happened in the border, the killings and the kidnaps, is something unfortunate, and the government needs, as people are saying around here, needs to take much tougher decisions of securing the borders and making the people around there safer.
Indeed, of course, that is going to be an important priority. Girum, as you said, this is not the first time that this kind of attack has happened. So now that it's happened a second time, how will locals likely react to the fact that there are thousands of South Sudanese refugees currently living in Gambella?
I can tell you frankly, here in Addis Ababa or across the country, the story was received with a lot of anger. Last year, people were a bit reluctant when it comes to the Ethiopian security forces, defense forces, taking serious measures against those who have caused harm, those who killed Ethiopian civilians inside the country's border. But this time around, people are saying that this is too much, and the country's defense forces need to be much more aggressive and need to take every legal measure against those gunmen, the Murule tribesmen from South Sudan. At the same time, if you remember last year at this time, we were there physically visiting those neighborhoods, and the people from both sides, the Ethiopian and the South Sudanese sides, had a long-standing fierce relationship, one attacking the other. But this time around, it has become much more serious. Killings involved since last year, kidnappings involved since last year. This also includes taking away lots of herds of cattle from one another. So the Ethiopian Defense Force have decided we need to stop this once and for all. That also actually includes diplomatic measures between the two governments to just stop this kind of attacks to happen never again.
Well, thank you so much, Girum Chala, live for us there in Addis Ababa with that update on those killings and kidnappings in Ethiopia.